We are here, Joe Nawaya Human. You know when you name yourself Joe Human, I saw my mind was like, why did my mom like give me a cool name like that? I thought that was a real surname. Like, oh damn,
That's
okay.
my brand name, bro. That's my brand name. It came up.
But were you always a creative in high school?
Always. And it wasn't easy for me, especially from my grade 10, because that's when I had to like pick specific subjects. And at the top of my head, I was like, visual arts needs to be the one subject because I know that I'm creative. I love art.
Interesting.
I love design, and I want to go into that even in future. And I mean, I come from a black family, and you know black families, it's either you're a lawyer, you're an engineer, you're a doctor, you're a pilot, right? So they had that perception, like my parents had that, and it was a very difficult conversation to have with them and say, this is where I want to go. Like, I'm not going to take physics or science, I'm going to substitute that for visual arts, right? And my dad was like, and at the time, like, this is like, what, dude, 2007, 8, I think. And my dad was like, oh, so you want to be the guy who sits at the mall and draws people's portraits? Because for them, that was art, right? That's what artists do. That's how they survive. That's how they hustle. So he envisioned that, and I was like, no.
The honesty of parents can break a kid, like,
bro.
So let me get this right. You wanna draw.
You wanna draw. So you wanna sit at the mall and hope when someone comes by and asks you to draw that portrait. That's what you want.
Just clarify that. So just say it again.
Yeah, explain to me like I'm 5. So which one is this one?
It is. This brand is just called I Like It. I like it hot. Yeah, I like it hot.
Okay.
I liked it. I actually made, like, I cooked with it. I mixed it in chicken and I cooked with it. It was like really good. It's like, okay. The heat's not too bad.
Yeah, it's quite good. It's got a very like tangy taste.
Yeah,
which is quite nice.
I have to sort you out though for not watching Black is King when we were all talking about it.
Some of us were, look, and I don't care how this comes out. Some of us were making money while you guys were watching Beyonce.
Oh, is that a bank notification? I think I just got paid.
And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I mean, I'm all for black culture. I will watch it. I was just, doing something else.
That's interesting. How do you feel? It's a slight frustration for me. Black people owning things in South Africa it's slowly starting to become a norm now. Like, okay, we got to stop this. I know for me, that's been like my personal narrative. I'm trying to endorse all things African. If it comes from Europe or America, I don't want to buy it anymore. I'm just waiting for like the right sneaker brand to become the next Nike or Adidas or whatever. Then I'll go for it. But like, why are we so reluctant as South Africans or Africans buying our own products? Like, I know some people still are saying now Richard Nisi should be the next Louis Vuitton. Cool. But that's one. Why we really struggle with trusting brands, giving them a chance or funding them enough for them to blow up like that.
Look, I think we've always been fed Western culture and Western products to a point where, and you need to understand like the psychology behind this, because 99% of those products and that culture is white owned, right? So over time you start associating high quality, greatness, and all these things with white people. So if a Joe or a TK releases a product, you're already judging them based on the color of their skin, and that translates into the quality of the product that they
Are you saying we do that to ourselves?
We do that to ourselves.
Yeah.
Right? So if I'm creating a brand that costs me $300 to make and I'm selling it for like $900, you already started questioning my price. And you go beyond that to actually even question the quality of my product. But I could be getting it at the same store where Nike is, at the same factory where Nike is producing their stuff. But because I'm black, because I'm starting out, we already have this concept of it's low quality, it's not great. He's a black guy. I want to negotiate.
I hate that stuff, man.
It's too expensive. You're not as big. Why are you charging this much? So we do that to ourselves.
The negotiating thing sucks, though. They say, your price is even with what we do, when they say your price is too high, why did you come to me? You want the quality, but you want me to drop the price.
I recently tweeted that there's guys who are charging like 40K up for a CI guide. I know people that do that for free when you pay for a logo. I know people that charge like 5-10 grand, and it's so much work. Like the value, that's also another thing, right? I don't think as people of color, we've really gotten to a point where we look at value, we look at product and services for the value that they offer to us. Yeah. We always look at price, we always look at who is selling it, right? And I think we need to shift from that and look at value. If I'm going to pay for something, what am I getting out of it? How long is it going to last? How does it actually make my life easier, right? So when you start looking at things from that angle, that's why you're speaking about Rich Mnisi, right? You're looking at brands like Laduma. You look at the value and you look at the quality and the output, right? Mm-hmm. And the consistency in that, then you're like, okay, cool. We're going to trust him, Yeah. We're going to give him a chance, right?
Yeah.
But if, let's say your order is a day late, what do we do?
They drag. Ooh.
What do we do, right? But if it's a Louis Vuitton, if it's a big brand that has been around for a long time, you kind of have patience. You don't really go out and attack, it could be the smallest thing. I remember I think it was Maps when he started Buns Out. Some of the comments from just Twitter, yes, cool, they were complaining about the service, but the way it was structured, it was so condescending. It's because it's a black owned business, that's why this is happening.
Yeah.
So we need to start looking at things from that angle where we look at the value, we look at the output, we look at the quality, and we judge it for ourselves. And if you don't want to buy it at that price, that's okay. Maybe you're not the target market. Let it go.
Yeah.
But don't go online and try and drag a business because it's owned by a black person.
Yeah, I agree with you. The one thing I will say, or the one thing that does grate me though, is, and I know this is my hypocritical aspect of me. Like when it comes to seeing black-owned businesses, the one thing that bothers me is, like today I was getting my brake pads replaced. When I went to the person who's going to replace my brake pads, their business wasn't open. I was like, do you understand your competition? Your competition understands that when you say you open at 8, you open at 8. You don't open at 5 or 5:30. And yes, there is maybe a certain community that understands how important time is, but there's this general sense that it's okay to open up and be a little late. And maybe it's just me, maybe it's just my own personal irritation, but no, it's not okay. If you're a business,
it isn't. And I'm not saying this to sort of justify our actions, but we also need to know that we come from a very disadvantaged space, right? Where we've got very minimal resources, right? And I think it's our responsibility as people of color to actually help empower each other. Because maybe that guy is really just great at fixing brake pads, but he's not great at managing a business, right?
I like how you split
right?
that. Yeah.
So I'm not saying it's okay for him to open up late, but it's stuff that I've learned even in my business. I'm like, I actually need someone who can look at this thing from a different side. I need someone who has the business acumen or financial experience to actually help me out with this, because maybe I'm just really good at doing this thing this way, but I'm not great at time, right? I'm not great at service or customer service, right? So I always look at things from that light, but not to justify them. And in that position, then when you actually give the guy a call, you'll be like, man, do you understand your competition? There's people out here who open at 8 when they've said that they will open at 8. And now you've potentially lost me as a customer, because now I'm going to get my brake pads changed somewhere else because they're open, right? So it's always like a learning curve for me. That's
100%.
how I see a lot of things. But yeah, man, like sometimes we slack and it could be intentional, and sometimes it's just we don't really know what we're really doing or how to package it well.
I get you. That sounds good. Are you ready for the next one?
Let's.
You handle that with ease, but then again, I
Look,
remember
man,
you're from DRC.
This is this is quite nice. It's just right. It's a little pinch, you know.
Yeah, I like it when people talk too soon. I love it. Oh, it's the best moments.
Most times.
Who are your go-to YouTubers that you go to? I know personally, I love watching The Future. Every time I actually read your tweets, it's like, are we like pulling from the same people?
That's literally like the only channel I watch on YouTube. But I'm really more into documentaries.
Yeah.
I think I put out a tweet a couple of weeks back, just like the top documentaries for creatives, designers. I think Abstract is one of my favorites. You know.
I need to watch Abstract. Is it good?
You really need to, dude.
I keep seeing people talk about it. Like, why am I not watching
it? To watch Abstract, and you know what? I love it because they are doing interviews and sort of like documentaries on people from so many different walks of creativity.
Okay.
Right. There was Tinker, you know, the guy who designed like the Jordans and the.
Okay, that's dope. Okay.
Then there was another lady who's like really great at interior design. So there's architects, there's designers, there's writers, there's.
I'm sold.
It's and the episodes are so interesting because you would watch like an interior design episode and you see how design has similar principles, right, and concepts and processes that even as a creative, when I'm designing a logo, I sort of subconsciously do, but not actually notice that, hey, I've actually done step 1, 2, and 3 to get to this point, right? So just reading, like watching that from all different types of creatives, you see this flow and it inspires you. Like you end up watching an architect building houses, but it inspires you to, shoot a video.
Yeah.
So creativity is so broad and it's so intricate, but it's so interlinked at the same time.
Yeah.
So yeah, The Future, and you know, there's Abstract. There is, I forgot this other one I recently just watched. I think it's quite new, but it's quite interesting. And it has nothing to do with creativity, you know, but it's inspirational. So yeah, man, that's me.
That's how nice. How's this? I like this one.
I actually didn't really taste this one much.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a bit hotter.
Really?
It has a bit more flavor. I'm doing that chef thing.
Oh well. I guess your sauces are weak, bro.
Okay.
It was aight. I couldn't really taste it.
You're doing that thing. Okay, before we started recording, ask them, how do you turn down or how do you speak against like a certain project or work or whatever? And he's got such a nice way of saying this is bad.
You have to have a nice way, guys. You have to have a nice way of saying.
I feel like honesty helps as well. Honesty is a builder.
You are being honest.
No, you're not.
You are. Because remember, I said let's say a client wants a logo rebrand. Or maybe they don't even want a logo rebrand. They just want you to rebrand the identity. But their logo is not great, right? With the skill and the execution that you have, right? The two pieces of work when put together will look like there's no synergy, right? So you're like, cool, guys, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z. You know, I'll rebrand your business. How do you feel about your logo? Oh no, we love it. It's been here for years. It's on everything. My son did it. You know, whatever there is. Like clients have like the most amazing responses to how they got really shitty artworks, right? like, yeah, no, my son did it. He's amazing. He's a great artist. You have to look at it from 2 points, right? The critical point from you as a creative and your skill and what you can create, and look at what can you actually keep. Like, what is very sentimental to the client? Is it the colors? Is it the shape, right? And you're like, cool. I really love what your son did. I really think that, that night at the center really, encompasses.
So you don't love though.
You don't lie. You look at what's great, what you can keep and work on. Mention that. I love what you guys have done. You've built this brand up to here. What I think we can add on and build on from here is maybe we can stylize it. Maybe we can change the colors with the direction that you want to go based on what you've told me.
I gotta learn how to do that.
You have to, because if you just you could literally lose work by saying, this is not great, I'm not gonna work with it, right? And clients will probably think you're cocky, you're trying to be insensitive. You really have to. So you're not lying. You're just finding a way to tell them something's not great by not hurting their feelings.
You're shooting a shot.
Yeah. You should try it.
I know I'm like this is the thing with creatives. And I'm sure you like this as well. I do this all the time. I'm always about developing your craft even further. When you read about American actors or whatever, when they're not acting, they're in drama school. Even though they've done 10 movies, they're still sharpening their sword. And when I read about South African people and ask them, so what do you do when you're not cast for anything? Oh no, I'm just chilling, waiting for the next booking. What? Why aren't you learning? Why aren't you in school?
Bro, I promise you, throughout the lockdown, Cristiano Ronaldo was probably in his yard, shooting balls, training, putting in the work.
Everyone understands that aspect, but it's I mean, correct me where I'm wrong in the comments below, but it just seems like our South African on-screen entertainers maybe understand that, but they don't live that.
Yeah, probably. Pretty much.
It's sad.
And I don't think they take it as, because look, if I'm Joe Humer, right, and I've always been a creative consultant, I've always been doing branding insights or threads or whatever it is, and I get an acting gig all of a sudden, not because I'm an actor, but just because they want to use me on that set. Of course I'm not gonna take it serious when I'm done shooting that season or whatever. Because it's not my profession, right? It's not my job.
Yeah.
It was a gig, basically.
Oh, so I like how you split that.
I think a lot of our influential people, they get gigs on things that they're not probably really qualified for, but they're there because they are who they are.
The numbers
speak the popularity, right? And not necessarily the craft and the output.
That one, you're like, it's apparently the hottest one. I was like, that's alright, but I like the flavor. No way.
This one's quite hot.
Okay. It's hot, guys.
It's gotten in. Can feel it.
Oh, by the way, for those of you guys who know,
in my nose.
we still have 2 wings left.
Okay. Yeah, no, I just didn't expect it. It's sitting on my throat right now.
I think it was not too bad though. This guy, by the way, has the bomb. If you watched Hot Ones, we got the bomb sauce, and it's on one of the wings. Well, he'll let you know if it's real.
Okay.
Quickly tell us.
Can I?
Yeah. The difference between branding and marketing. People don't understand that. If you can explain it in a minute and help define it for people, because people think, oh, when you're branding, you're advertising. No, you're not. You're solidifying the company.
Marketing is the chicken wing. Branding is the actual hot sauce. So, branding is how people feel about your business, right? So every single touch point that as an experience from your brand. So it could be how you answer the phone when we call in. It could be how you welcome me into your office, right? It's how your business makes me feel, because that emotion registers in my brain, and then I feel a certain way based on your brand, right? So we could both be using Apple, but maybe Apple makes me feel creative, intuitive. For you, it makes you feel smart, right? We fall in love with different brands for different reasons. Hence, a brand can only be defined by an audience. You can't start a business and a brand and then say, our business makes you feel like happiness. No. Only once I have experienced that product, and from the feedback and the growth of your clientele, you know what sentiments your clients feel based on your brand. Then you can sort of start developing on that. Yes, you can push them towards feeling that way by your messaging, your tone, colors, whatever it could be. But at the end of the day, a client, the market defines, individuals define what your brand is, right? And marketing is basically taking all of that and selling it and making noise about it and saying, hey, we are the best at creating phones, right? That is marketing. Branding is, why are we the best? We care about you. We are intuitive. The technology we use, right? The way we sell it, that's what makes us the best. So the two work hand in hand. One cannot live without the other.
Yeah.
Right? So branding is creating that feeling, that experience. Marketing is selling it.
Okay, so when someone creates a new company, what's more important, branding in the beginning or marketing? Or let me say,
you can't market something that's not existent. So you need to build a brand, right? So in that sense, it's when you're starting off, branding is going to be solely based on your visuals, right? Having the logo, having the right messaging, having the right strategy, all of that plays into branding. How does the product look and feel, right? What does it taste like? What is our customer service experience, right? Then once you've had that, then you can market it. Because what then are you marketing? Are you marketing your logo? Are you marketing your services? But then how does the service make me feel? What is the experience of that?
So okay, in the event that there's someone who's trying to start a new product or sell something watching this, are you telling them to first figure out who they are as a brand?
You have to. Purpose, you have to have a purpose, right? Because from that purpose, you will know how you want to position yourself and who you want to target, right? So you have to know who you are, right?
Is the trick though, or is the hard part, like let's say I'm starting a company, I'm selling something, I need to know if the product I created is actually going to sell first. So how do I not market, but how do I make sure that this is actually sellable before I say this is who you are as brand?
I always say people need to be comfortable enough to be able to soft launch their products.
Yeah.
Right. If I'm creating hot sauces, right? This is my first batch. I'm gonna give it to maybe chefs that I trust, family members, whoever it could be, right? People that I know will give me insights and feedback on the actual product, right? So that is me soft launching, and you can soft launch for a week, a month, depending on what you're building, right? It could be an app. Give the beta version to 20 different people, in different industries. Let them test it out. Let them play with it. Get that feedback, that data, how people have actually used this app, what has been the most useful function or whatever it could be, right? That's you creating an experience, but that data then gives you what your brand sort of is to those people, right?
I like that.
And then when you have that, you can refine that and then actually launch it to the public. There's so many ways to start a business, to start a brand, right? And I understand what you mean by how does one create sort of like a brand before they market it. again, comes down to strategy, comes down to tone, messaging, look and feel, right? When you look at a specific product before you even test it, there's certain ways that it could make you feel without you even sort of understanding why. And as people that start businesses, we need to find that emotive connection. What will be that center point where a client is attached to my product? What is that based on, right?
I hope that helps.
I hope it does too.
This is a good sermon.
Could sound like jargon sometimes.
Yeah. Are you ready? You got the bomb. I have not tried the bomb. I'm waiting for my badge.
Why am I the only one who's got this?
Because that's all that was left. They delivered it to me like, yo, this we were playing around with it and they were having too much fun. Anyway. That's strong.
Whoa.
You've been a great audience.
No, man. Were we supposed to have something else in those glasses?
You're supposed to have water.
Oh, man.
So get your water.
Whoa.
I believe him.
Okay.
So pretenders versus pioneers versus pretenders. What's happening?
Bro, this thing is like sitting on the side of my tongue, on my throat. Please give me water. Or give me more milk. Jeez, man. What? This is death. Man, literally like my brain is hot.
Then the last one will be easy. I'm burning as well, so let me not act like I'm cool. I haven't done this in a long time.
No ways, man. Let me tell you something, bro. You're nowhere near burning. I might need to like brush my teeth or something. My tongue from this.
You're on the road, just have like milk in your mouth for like a good minute or two. You'll be fine.
I think so. Like, it doesn't help that I'm actually drinking it. I should keep it in.
The one thing I would advise though is don't touch your face. Don't touch your private parts. Like you gotta like wash your hands. I'm feeling hot now.
Should have never done this.
This has been a long time coming, guys. For those guys remember on our Instagram, we put this on Instagram like last year.
This part does not have it.
And you didn't eat on top of that.
Whoa! Okay.
You want to get straight into the next one?
That was wait, no. That was way too hot. This is what I'd expect. Like, you know the Rock Mama's wings?
Yeah.
That last one?
Yeah.
What's it called? I forgot what it's called. This is what I'd expect it to taste like, but it doesn't.
What was your worst? Don't name the person, but maybe something happened. Maybe there's a backstory to the worst recording ever, or something you didn't agree with in a conversation that made you go, okay, maybe I should have not got. Maybe I shouldn't have featured this person.
Oh man. You know when people are like, they seem smart on social media,
Yes.
right?
All
they
the
tweet
time.
like really insightful stuff,
Yeah.
and then you have a personal conversation with them, and you're like, no ways. I literally had to, because what I do with my interviews is I really take a back seat and let the guest really take up the stage, right? So I put myself in a position where I'm like, what would someone on Twitter who does not really even know about the stuff, like, how would they ask this question? So even though I have the insights, right, I would ask a very like layman sort of question
to understand what consumable.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
So that also to tap into that person, for them to release as much insight as they can,
Very good.
right? But yeah, this one interview, I had to carry the interview. Like, I had to actually be covering on that topic and giving out insight. So when they would answer, I'd have to like add more meat and diversify the
So
concept.
you had a "you've been a great audience" moment. Like, okay,
It was that.
Just watch me
moment.
work.
You've been a great audience. From like the first question, I knew like this is going downhill. Right?
after the first question.
It was like, you've been a great audience, and I have to like carry the whole interview. So basically, I was having a conversation with myself.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I have those moments all the time when I like meet an Instagram or a YouTuber.
man, this thing was ridiculous.
You're gonna handle the last one then. I've like had these conversations where I've met with a YouTuber or Instagram person, and 2 minutes in the conversation I can hear like, okay, I thought you were smart because your Instagram says you know how to move, you know how to play the game right, and it's like, wait, how? There's no way your Instagram is like this, and there's like, what's going on there? It's sad.
It's crazy, but you know, being a creative and doing what you do, you have to be ready for like something not going right. Bro, there's still some of that in there. I'm not sure why you did not put it on your.
You know what?
You are really unfair.
Okay, let me try this now, quick.
No freaking ways. Yes. Come on, man.
That's enough, right?
That's just.
I can smell it already. Like,
That's
okay,
how much you need.
the Holy
It's
Spirit.
just
You know
right.
what?
There's a
It's
little bit
enough
left.
here.
There's a little bit left, bro. Take it out. At the end there. Thank you very much. Now this is a fair show.
I can hear the Holy Spirit saying, you know what? You've been a great audience, CK. It's not bad.
Wow.
Oh, it's like the last one. It's okay.
I'm so
there.
done with this guy. He's obviously a pro.
I'm really afraid of this one. It's a bit similar. Smoky.
Man, if you think that's not bad, then I have no idea.
I can feel the kick. It's getting hot. Okay, there you go.
Thank you. And it's gonna stay hot for a while. Just know that.
Hold on.
This is a fair show. This is not fair.
Oh.
Yes. 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 Jeez, man.
Oh, man.
Yes. This is what I had to go through. I'm so glad this is happening. Wow. Do you understand? I was near death. I'll come back to you. Now I feel like it's my show.
Let's do the last one quickly.
I'm actually going to take this one by 2 doses because I'm afraid. Yeah.
Whoa.
Thank you. Thank you. We can do the last one. I'm ready for the last one.
Guys.
You've been a great audience. Let's go. Are we taking all of it? Do you understand?
I was running, man.
Me too.
Do you shout?
Mine was running too.
Do you shout out? Tell people where they can get hold of you. Hey, man.
This is where we end the show.
Finish this thing, man. Like, talk to us. Tell me what you're up to. Your online shopping
Guys.
stuff.
Wow. I'm in a very interesting transition lately, and I also don't want to be like a walking online store. So I'm launching my personal online store where there's gonna be hats, homeware, crockery, grooming for men, pocket squares, ties. Yeah, man, just so basically just, shop Joe Human. All the things that make me happy and that I'm really interested in and inspired by, you can shop that. And a lot of it will come from a very strong sort of like comedies background. So patterns, designs. There's more milk in the fridge. I think.
In my mouth. You talking. Wrap this up.
And yeah, so Shop Joe Human is coming up. And just really taking a different direction with my brand right now. I'm in a very different creative space. The stuff that I want to put out is very different. I mean, you guys are going to see it. I've deleted quite a lot of stuff on my personal Instagram. Just where I want to go right now. Is is very different. So yeah, Joe Human on Instagram.
Subscribe.
Joe _Human. Wow, my nose is still running from that hot sauce. Joe _Human on Instagram. Joe _Human on Twitter. And yeah, let's connect. I'm gonna try this hot wing and see if it's hotter than the previous one. I thought you would have like gone to my fridge and just grabbed like another, but
I see this rest in my mouth.
Let's see.
Joe, thank you for coming. This last one's not bad. If you can handle the bomb, handle it better than me. Please subscribe. I'm done talking. DM me or something.
This one's okay. I just hate the bitter taste. It's so bitter.
Thank you for watching. I hope you guys learned. I'm done talking. Joe, you want to say anything else?
You've been a great audience.
Oh, sure.